All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, hailing from Belgorod-Dniestrovsky in Ukraine. He weighed in at 125 and 1/2 pounds. His professional record stands at 1 win, 1 loss, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBO #4 world contender, tonight making his second attempt at a world title. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the renowned two-time Olympic gold medalist, introducing Vasilii Lomachenko. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner in this vacant world title attraction, wearing white trunks with gold trim, hailing from Capitol Heights, Maryland. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 125 and 1/2 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 24 wins, no losses, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBO #1 world contender, and tonight making his first attempt at a world title, introducing the undefeated Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
Let's go, guys. Seconds out. Let's go.
Once again, a referee in charge. Now to give instructions, Jack Reese.
Mouthpiece, Gary? Put the mouthpiece here. I gave you both instructions in the dressing room. I want to remind you, listen and obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Fight hard, fight clean. Good luck to both of you.
And we're getting ready to go. 12 rounds for the WBO vacant featherweight title. Gary Russell Jr. against Vasilie Lomachenko. You mentioned almost 400 amateur fights. The best quote that he had leading into this week. Asked him, he was asked Lomachenko,
Ready?
What age did you start
Ready?
boxing? I can't remember. I think they took me from the hospital straight to the boxing gym. And we're getting ready to go. Lomachenko, the southpaw, in black. Gary Russell Jr., also the southpaw, wearing white trunks with gold trim, alongside Doug Fisher and Pedro Duran. Our co-main event tonight, one people have been talking about, one people are getting excited about, because two fighters are measured evenly, size, height, definitely talent.
It's a very hard fight to handicap, a very tough fight for odds makers to figure out, very tough fight for hardcore boxing fans and boxing writers and boxing insiders to really pick a favorite in here, because they're so evenly matched in terms of talent, and Gary Russell Jr. maybe edges Lomachenko in some of the athletic departments, such as speed, reflexes, and punching power.
You're going to hear that word over and over and over with Gary Russell Jr. Speed. Speed and speed. One of the best lines I've heard about Russell Jr. from one of the Mexican boxers. He makes Speedy Gonzalez look slow.
Absolutely. He's the fastest fighter I've seen.
Really?
I think he's the fastest active fighter.
Break, separate.
Active fighter.
I can't think of anyone who's got quicker hands than Gary Russell Jr. I really can't.
I'm not going to argue with you, Beckers. You say so, I believe.
Listen, the only knock on Gary Russell Jr. is that he hasn't been tested, and that's what this fight is. You know,
Good body shot.
he's the more seasoned professional. He's got more pro experience by far with 24 bouts, but he's not the more battle-tested. Lomachenko, in that 112-round championship bout with Orlando Salido, had his character tested, and he answered the call, even though he lost a split decision.
Toledo is a tough boxer. Typical Mexican fighter. He's going to be tough as nails, stand there and fight with you. That's what Lomachenko was up against. Gary Russell Jr. There is a knock on him, is that his career, who has he gone up against? He's also got to that point where he's so good, some guys don't want to fight.
That's true, too. But everybody that has been put in the ring with him, he was supposed to beat them.
And he's taking care of business. That's why he's undefeated at 24-0. Opening round, scheduled for 12. WBO title on the line, the featherweight title. It's vacant right now.
Lomachenko got a shot in there. Nice left hand in there. Russell showing some impressive hand speed. He's going to have to show some defensive savvy against Lomachenko, who is a busy fighter. Somebody who works for 3 minutes of the round. Either his hands are moving or his use of feints, so he's able to get shots in against guys who have phenomenal hand speed like Gary Russell.
Lomachenko wearing the black trunks. Russell, white with gold. 10 seconds to go in the opening round. Good one so far. The two fighters come out exchanging.
With his experience, is not going to be intimidated. And a guy as ambitious as he is, somebody who wanted to fight for a world title in just a second pro bout, obviously he's not going to be intimidated by anybody. He does not have the hand speed to match with Gary Russell, but he's got a lot of footwork, a lot of good movement, and that helps him find angles in which to get off and land against Russell Jr.
And there you see the quickness in the hand speed from Gary Russell Jr. Lands 1, 2, 3 punches against the fighter from the Ukraine, Lomachenko. Gary Russell Jr. undefeated. Gets right from Lomachenko. Russell answers back with 3 punches of his own. Good combos from Gary Russell.
Russell is going to have to catch Lomachenko when Lomachenko is pulling the trigger. Catch him between shots with his own shots, which is what he normally does. That's it. When he scores a knockout, it's usually a counter punch. Nice body shot.
Lomachenko, body shot. Russell stays there. Moves out of there.
And the body attack was something that Lomachenko made good use of even as an amateur.
That's what he was known for?
Oh, he was known for doing a little bit of everything. Yeah. But the body attack, he would use it more against certain opponents. But yeah, he always had a good body attack.
Especially in the amateurs, when you go to the body, you work there. You don't see that too often.
He mixed his body attack up right.
As he gets tagged with the left by Gary Russell. Landing on the glove of Gary Russell.
Lomachenko is being the aggressor in this round too so far.
Great fighter.
Gary Russell said that if Lomachenko tries to take the fight to him, fans will see a side of him that they've never seen before.
Good right hand from Gary Russell. Lomachenko keeps coming. Lomachenko definitely being the aggressive fighter here in the second round. Championship fight, WBO vacant title on the line. Good left from Lomachenko.
A lot of talent on display here.
A lot of speed.
Yeah, the athletic ability it favors Gary Russell, but I'm going to say right now, the boxing ability, the win generalship right now, it's favoring Lomachenko. He's the aggressor, but he's being a smart aggressor. Putting smart pressure on Russell.
You can definitely see why people get excited to watch this fight between the two fighters. Even one that was bringing the casual fan, I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Let's pay attention to this one.
They're going to see a lot of talent, a lot of skill, a lot of technique on display tonight.
Left hand from Lomachenko. Russell covers up, lands a body shot. Good jab from Lomachenko. Body shot Lomachenko. Russell answers back. 10 seconds to go in the second round. All action so far between Gary Russell Jr. and Vasiil Lomachenko from the Ukraine.
Time.
His last fight was in January when he knocked down Miguel Tamayo in the 4th round. That was a fight in New York. Lomachenko fought in Texas. That's Orlando Salido. That one went 12. Fighters come out to open up the 3rd round. All southpaws. Lomachenko in black. Russell with a quick hand speed. Puts Lomachenko onto the ropes. Bounces out. Comes right back in it.
Russell is trying to be the aggressor in this round, as Lomachenko was in round 2. We're seeing the good movement, lateral movement, footwork, coordination from Lomachenko as he avoids Russell's quick jab, straight lefts.
Quick jab, straight lefts. Gary Russell.
Russell's doubling, tripling up.
Stop. Nobody's punched except away from each other.
But he hasn't really found the mark with it.
These fighters really finding their mark here. Both being very aggressive, exchanging.
Also, both being very respectful. So they're not getting wild.
Without a doubt. How's Lomachenko's power?
You know, it's hard to say. You know, he stopped his first pro opponent in the 4th round, and it was from an accumulation of body punches. He wasn't able to hurt Salido until the 12th and final round, and that was kind of like the extra weight that Salido was carrying around because he rehydrated to ridiculous. It was like an welterweight.
Yeah.
And it was fatigue. It was a big factor. I don't think I would call him a
vacant featherweight title. An exchange between the two southpaws.
It was a nice right hook. Lomachenko tried to get him right in the flesh.
Action. Loose him up.
It was interesting.
Referee Jack Gray saying, no. Tell him, don't lift the shoulder up.
Hey, Lomachenko,
Somebody else.
he learned some roughhouse moves from Salido.
There you go. Jab for Lomachenko. He was first with that jab. Russell Jr. came out very aggressive to start the third round. Now Lomachenko picking it up here.
I think it makes sense for Russell Jr. to be a little more aggressive. I think he has the edge in power. I mean, if there's anybody who has the power to turn somebody's lights out or to hurt him or drop him with a single shot, it's Russell. And of course, his quickness is a big factor in that. He catches you with shots you don't see.
Closing seconds of the third round. Scheduled for 12. Gary Russell Jr. Lomachenko getting ready for the fourth round. Gary Russell Jr. Vasilie Lomachenko. Two southpaws. Action-packed fight so far.
I would call this an intense, high-intensity, high-class chess match.
High-class chess match.
High intensity.
Definitely the intensity of the chess match. These two fighters, both are very intelligent, know exactly what they want to do. It looks like they both have a strong game plan. They're sticking to it. Russell definitely letting them double jab and throwing something. The speed from Gary Russell Jr. Yes, let's see it.
That was a nice jab to the chest. That's smart.
He's in a combo from Gary Russell. Watching out goes Lomachenko.
Lomachenko, he's difficult to hit flush. Both guys are.
Those guys. The USA chant over the route that the
Each other out.
You have the Olympian in Russell for the USA in 2008 against Lomachenko. 2008 and 12. He won gold both times for the Ukraine.
Lomachenko doing a lot of lateral movement, looking for the right angle.
Look at it. Push off. There you go.
Nice clean shot.
Nice clean shot.
That was a nice jab. That was a nice jab from Lomachenko. And that was just timely.
Punches being thrown up and landing flush. Both fighters, both quick, both good defense. Gary Russell Jr. in the white trunks with the gold trim. Lomachenko in all black.
Lomachenko just throwing one shot at a time for the time being. But it seems to have caused Russell to stop punching and back off, at least for a moment.
See a good combo. Good left from Gary Russell. Lomachenko coming back. Lomachenko does not back away. Lands a good
Stop.
jab.
My break, step away from each other. Box.
Russell trying to work the body now. Lomachenko staying upstairs. Russell goes back
Come
to
on,
the
push off
bridge.
each other. Get out of there.
Jack Reese tells him get out of there. Good right from Russell. Right hook from Gary Russell. Seen a different array of punches being thrown in this round from the 2008 Olympian from Maryland. Good jab from Lomachenko. Snaps the head of Russell.
And we saw Lomachenko double up with the jab for the first time. For the first time effectively.
Effectively.
He landed those.
10 seconds to go in the fourth round. Good battle between Lomachenko and Gary Russell. The WBO vacant featherweight title between Gary Russell Jr. and Vasilie Lomachenko. StubHub Center in Carson, California. The WBO vacant featherweight title on the line, scheduled for 12. Lomachenko, the Ukrainian, against Russell, the American. Lomachenko in black. You mentioned earlier, Doug Fisher, that it's a chess match between the two. Kind of hard to move the pawns right now.
Speed chess.
Speed chess like in the park, in Central Park in New York City. Get that clock out. Get that clock out. But everything done with a purpose. Lomachenko lands.
If you're a boxing purist, if you're somebody who's loves to see a fighter make use of a jab, make use of feints, have the proper foot placement, and really calculate how how he's going to go about his offense, or this is a fight that you are thoroughly enjoying?
Good round for Lomachenko, landing upstairs and to the body also. Look at the blood now on the lip of Gary Russell, his bottom lip. So he got tagged earlier. Body shot again for Lomachenko. Letting his hands go with a little bit more power behind them. He's digging in there. He digs in with the left to the body.
And this is the first time Gary Russell Jr. has been in with an opponent who is not just coming to win, but actually has the skill, intelligence, and talent to get that win.
Also a fighter who expects to win in Lomachenko.
Exactly. All those other guys that he fought, some of them came in there wanting to win and believing in themselves, but they did not have the talent.
One thing to believe in yourself, another thing to actually believe what you believe in.
Those guys didn't have the skills.
You can overhype yourself all you want, make yourself believe it. Lomachenko definitely has the skills, and without a doubt, definitely has confidence in his ability to come in.
Both these guys were supremely confident coming into this fight. I'm wondering what's going on in Russell Jr.'s head right now. How confident is he right now?
As he takes a left hook from Lomachenko, who lands. Body shot upstairs. Lomachenko, that's harder. Lomachenko starting to let his hands go. Digging deep. He's on it. In.
He sees something.
And he's landing the body. Russell just covering up here in the round. Lomachenko with a big left. He's smiling us there.
And he's a bit of a showman. He did this in the Olympics.
You mentioned the chess match earlier. Well, he's moving his king and his queen around. He's doing whatever he wants.
That's right, power moves.
A body shot from Lomachenko hurting Gary Russell.
I think he should stick to that body. That's what opened up Gary Russell's head. And he's just
Another body
feeling
shot. Those are digging in. They're not just tapping. 10 seconds to go in the round. An excellent round for Lomachenko, the Ukrainian. The fifth round belongs to him as he just dug into the body of Gary Russell Jr.
Time, stop punching.
He's eager.
He was up before the whistle was blown. He got out of that stool and he's on his toes, and you see him bouncing around here to start the sixth round.
He's feeling good. He's in his rhythm, and I think Gary Russell Jr. needs to do something to stop this momentum, to halt the confidence of Vasyl Lomachenko.
Lomachenko definitely with the strongest round attack the body of Gary Russell. Now Russell coming up very aggressive here to start the sixth. Lomachenko moving around that ring with confidence, bouncing on his toes, wearing toe boots. Ukrainian. Now moving around that ring like he's in control.
Tremendous ring general.
Something you don't normally see, which is Gary Russell chasing somebody around the ring.
He's not used to it. Most of the fighters he's fought have been sort of your standard quad and come forward type.
Yeah, plotting is not something you thought Lomachenko.
Now he's graceful. He's like
Even there on the ropes, they can get away with ease.
he pivots, pirouettes. He's got a pair of legs to match those arms.
Stiff right from Lomachenko. There's some blood coming down the lip of Gary Russell starting the last round.
I like the aggression from Russell though. Put Lomachenko on the defensive, or at least made him mobile. And when Lomachenko's feet are moving, his hands aren't moving as much. So that's good for Russell, who was hurt in round 5.
Sixth round, snap the head back.
A nice jab.
Russell with a good right of his own.
Stop. Break, separate. Box. Push his head.
Sixth round. Gary Russell. He makes it in with Lomachenko.
Yeah, Lomachenko covers up well when Russell gets off. Russell covers up well too, but in that last round, Lomachenko was finding spots. He was finding chinks in the armor, holes in the defense. And that was Lomachenko who landed shots during that exchange.
Lomachenko lands the shots, moves away. It's a sixth round scheduled for 12. WBO vacant featherweight title on the line. Body shot for Lomachenko. Continuing to work the body was very effective for him in the fifth. Landing that left cross.
Lomachenko is having to use a lot of energy by moving as much as he has.
Waits on the ropes. Russell landing a couple body shots. Lomachenko moving away.
I like that attack from Russell. I want to see more of that.
Stop. his head down. You right? Don't push his head down, boss. Stop at the bell.
Closing seconds on the round. Find it pretty even. Let's go to the 7th round. Good one.
I think there's been a lot of close rounds by a clear edge.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think he's landed significant blows in most of the rounds. However, I did get that last round from Russell. I like his aggression in there, and I like the way he closed it.
The only round that I think probably could be one where it honestly stood out was that 5th.
That's true. That was the most decisive round, the biggest round for either fighter, and it was Lomachenko's round.
We're in the 7th. Lomachenko, the Ukrainian two-time Olympic gold medalist against Gary Russell, represented the United States in 2008 games in Beijing, China. Russell swinging wildly and missing. That's not his style. Not too often you see Gary Russell in fights where he's missing.
It's very
tagged by an uppercut.
It's got to be a little bit discouraging. Maybe not discouraging, but frustrating at Russell's part. He's used to landing every time he lets his hands go.
24-0 Gary Russell Jr. in a tough one with Vasiil Lomachenko.
Stop. Nobody punch. Step away from each other. Step out. Box.
Lomachenko record 1-1. As I mentioned, recently turned professional. Nearly 400 fights as an amateur. And that's big in the European circuit where you stay as an amateur as long as possible. Decided to go back and win a 2nd gold medal.
That was in the lightweight division, and he basically coasted his way through. There was no opposition for him, as there was in the previous Olympics in Beijing.
Body shot, Russell answers a couple of his own. Now we're starting to see Gary Russell put those combinations together.
He's now coming forward the way he was at the start of the round. And he's getting a little bit sloppy with his combinations now. There are more flurries from Russell than accurate combinations. And I think right now the cleaner puncher is Lomachenko as he advances.
Lomachenko lands one upstairs. Russell goes to the body. Good exchange between the two fighters. Weighing 125 pounds. Ooh, good left from Lomachenko. In the corner. Body shot from Lomachenko. Uppercut. Body shot again, Lomachenko. Good combination from the Ukrainian. That is hurt Gary Russell.
Left to the body.
Crowd starting to erupt here. Lomachenko gonna get that body and body and body. Missing Wally is Russell. Another body shot from Lomachenko. The Ukrainian landing on the ribs of Russell at ease. 10 seconds to go in the round. Lomachenko closing strong. You see Gary Russell mouth open. Those body shots taking their effect. As we head to the 8th, WBO vacant featherweight title on the line, scheduled for 12. Vasiil Lomachenko, Gary Russell Jr. in a good one at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. Beth Duran along with Doug Fisher, the editor of Ring.tv.
Ringtv.com.
Ringtv.com, I'm sorry. I'm getting caught up here, Dougie. It's in my favorites, that's why I don't type it in.
You got a bookmark, huh?
Got a bookmark. That's what you check every morning if you're a fight fan.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, so far, Lomachenko is good as advertised.
I've seen both his fights obviously on TV, but to see him up close and the punching power behind it and the effectiveness is what I like.
He's a sharp puncher. Sharp and accurate with his power shots. Like I said, not a puncher. Not the kind of guy to get you out of there with one shot, but he can hurt a man. Particularly with those body shots. And I think that is his ticket to victory. I think he needs to keep tapping Gary Russell's body whenever he can.
Who he reminds me of. He has his own distinct style.
He does. It's a unique style. It's his. Because he does a little bit of everything.
He's more into that European style.
He's, you know what? He's kind of in a little. He's a more accurate puncher, but the way he's in and out, sometimes he's aggressive, sometimes he's moving. Kind of reminds me of Joe Calzaghe. Being a southpaw and being busy.
Okay.
Calzaghe he didn't turn his punches over as nicely. Obviously didn't have the extensive amateur background, but that sort of style that he kind of. He sort of just gradually imposes his style on the other guy. That reminds me of Joe Calzaghe.
You had to go to the big guy to figure out who is there.
Who also was inducted in the International Boxing
Lomachenko, when he answers back, lands. Body shot from Lomachenko. Two southpaws.
Russell's still letting his hands go. He's hitting a lot of gloves, but he's still letting them go. Still looking for that spot in between Lomachenko's punches where he can hurt the Ukrainian. Hasn't happened yet.
Final seconds of the 8th round. Lomachenko and Russell. Once again, referee Jack Graves had to tell Lomachenko slow it down. Lomachenko gets up before he has to. Just jumps out of that stool. He's ready to go. You see him bouncing around here to start the 9th round. And Russell coming out, the aggressor.
You know what? In contrast to Lomachenko, despite what Russell's corner is telling him, Russell's kind of slow to get off that stool.
Yes, he is.
He's kind of like, okay, here we go.
You're at the end, but they tell him, are you hearing me? It's not a good sign when you have to ask your fighter, are you hearing instructions? And you're wondering if he's there.
Russell's still showing the speed, still trying to be busy in spots. But starting to get into uncharted territory for Russell, even though Russell, as we stated at the start of this fight, the more experienced professional with 24 fights, hasn't been the 12-round distance.
He's never gone 12 rounds. Actually, Gary Russell's only gone 10 twice in his career. That was in 2014 when he said with Martin Reeves. He went the distance in those fights. The last fight went 4 rounds.
And those were fights where he was in with somebody who wasn't testing him mentally and occasionally hurting him physically, as Lomachenko was doing.
Last fight went 12. Hard, around the Orlando Salida. That was in March.
Polar opposite styles. He was in there with a heavy-handed, rugged pressure fighter who used a lot of roughhouse tactics, and now he's in with a boxer puncher with amazing hand speed, a lot of athleticism, and a pretty hard ring IQ.
We're in the 9th round. Lomachenko in black, Gary Russell in white with gold.
But you know what? As he did against Salito, I think Lomachenko is acquitting himself quite well.
Russell lands. Shot to the face of Lomachenko.
Looked like a short left got in there.
Short left got in. And Lomachenko aided and kept on moving.
This is a pretty good round for Russell. Not that Russell's landing, but he's moving his hands, whereas Lomachenko not throwing all.
Definitely in charge of this round.
Yeah.
Generalship.
Pretty good round.
As the referee's going to say is a slip, Jack Grace, but he did get hit. But he might have gotten pushed down. But he did get hit by that. Referee quickly to say it was a slip. Good one for Gary Russell Jr. Lands upstairs. Good left from Russell. Body shot from Russell. Closing the 9th round with style of Gary Russell.
I think that was Russell's best round so far.
Time for that second win. Better come get it. Russell wearing the white trunks with gold. Coming up very aggressive. He has body shots from Russell. Good combinations from the undefeated Olympian from Maryland. He's 24-0.
It was a good round 9 for Russell. I scored that round for him. But he won it decisively. Not just by being the aggressor and being busier, but by landing the telling blows, particularly in the final 30 seconds of the round.
My breaks, step away from each other.
Definitely
Step all the
finished
way
it
out.
with the flurry in the last 10 seconds.
And Lomachenko's looking a little bit tired. Ooh.
Good exchange.
Yeah. These guys taking some risks.
Flurry from Gary Russell starting to let the hands go.
He is.
We saw this earlier in the fight. He went away from it.
This is less of a chess match right now. It's becoming more of a fight
Now it's just slug.
where Russell's kind of wanting to impose himself physically. Not just outthink his opponent. And Lomachenko, being the winner that he is, he's answering. Being the competitor that he is. He's trying to answer that aggression with some aggression and more activity.
Come on, work out of the hands are free. Work out.
This fight to be easy for either fighter. I'm expecting a quick Lomachenko answers with one. Russell puts that combo together. Uppercut misses, and now one did it for Lomachenko. That snap back to the head of Russell. 10 seconds to go in the round. Lomachenko trying to steal it at the end. Big left for Lomachenko. Gary Russell is on action in the fight. Lomachenko lands the big punches. That'll be a hard one for judges to score. I'm scoring it for Lomachenko. In the 11th round, they were playing Biggie Smalls in between. It's in the limelight. That's what Lomachenko and Gary Russell are doing right now. They're in the limelight. And Lomachenko's a fighter. A lot of people are wondering about him. He is impressive.
You know what? Both of these featherweights are giving us a hell of a show. I'm impressed with what I've seen from Lomachenko. He's dealing with the most difficult of styles from a fighter who has exceptional gifts and athletic talent, high ring IQ, and I'm impressed with Gary Russell Jr., who for the first time in his pro career is faced with adversity and is answering it with aggression and activity, and is still in there trying to win and sway the momentum of this fight.
Easily the biggest step in a position for Gary Russell Jr. Knock on him is that he gets to fight the bigger names. Sometimes the bigger names don't want to fight him. You see why?
Russell Jr. is a handful for any featherweight.
Push off each other, work out of it.
Lomachenko, he has to good fight so far.
And here's what we knew Gary Russell had talent, we knew he had skill, we knew he had that speed and power. We didn't know about his character, and now we're starting to see it being tested. Right now, we are in the championship rounds of this fight. Now we're seeing it.
Body shot, uppercut from Lomachenko.
That was a beautiful combination.
Another uppercut from Lomachenko. He's landing that dude. Body shot. He's been digging in that body ever since the 5th round. That's Lomachenko.
And I think it's been one of his keys to victory. And I think if he can mix the body attack up with punches when he's in there, when he's in the pocket, when he's in range, with combinations like that, a left to the body followed by a right hook to the head, maybe something spectacular can happen.
The combination was hard. So there's a body shot that followed after. Gary Russell taking it, keeps on coming. Body shot from Lomachenko. He throws that body shot one at a time, but he digs into it. Good one for Gary Russell. Going upstairs. Southpaw. Standing in the middle of the ring. Championship round. A lot of heart from both of these two. Showing what they're both made of. Russell has blood coming out of the bottom of his lip. Contributing most of the fight.
He's been hit with some hard shots in this round 11. I see him taking some deep breaths in there because he is in uncharted territory. He's in deep water. He's never seen an 11th round before.
First time in his career, you mentioned another deep breath with Lomachenko. His last fight went 12. He's bouncing around, looking fresh.
Let's not forget, he finished that fight with Salito very strong. Came on strong around 11, especially around 12.
Closing seconds of the 11th round. Lomachenko, Russell, putting on the show in Carson, California. 12th and final round coming your way. The Russell family is a boxing family. They heard the instruction in that corner from his dad. Uncharted territory for the entire Russell clan. The first time in his career, Gary Russell Jr.
action. We have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside Lisa Jampa scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. Overruled by judges Max DeLuca and Pat Russell. They both scored about 116 to 112 in favor of the winner.
Never again.
And now the WBO featherweight champion of the world, Vasilii Lomachenko.
Majority decision goes to the Ukrainian. Congratulations to Vasilie Lomachenko. He is now the WBO featherweight champion. A majority decision over Gary Russell Jr., who loses for the first time in his career. He falls at 24-1. And then you see the two fighters. And Lomachenko, the emotion on his face.
Congratulations to you, Vasily. What does it mean to him to become the fastest to win a title?
Поздравляем тебя. И что для тебя значит так быстро выиграть титул чемпиона мира?
Ну, насколько я знаю, я современный рекордсмен мира, и мне это очень приятно. Я повторил успех. Таиландец, по-моему, выиграл с третьего боя. Я повторил его успех. Для меня это большое удовлетворение. Хотел бы сказать огромное спасибо всем болельщикам, которые приехали с Украины поддержать меня, и своей команде. Спасибо огромное.
I'm very, very happy and very excited to be a world champion. I just repeated the guy from Thailand who won in his third fight, became the champion. I just wanted to thank all the fans came here to support me. All the people came from Ukraine, and I wanted to thank my team to help me to prepare for this fight.
And